Hello, it's John, Vintage Fisherman. Feeling pretty vintage today. I'm tired. I got this, thought I'd show you one start to finish. This is an auction reel. Made in Sweden. It's an older one. I think this is from the 70s, maybe early 80s. It's a 5001C high speed. I may actually fish with this reel. So when I got it in, this typical auction reel here, folks. Missing the cap, shim, and O-ring. Somebody robbed it. I think the O-ring's on this side. Yes, it is. So I didn't pay a lot for the reel, but I probably paid too much for the reel. I did not notice that in the pictures. That's unfortunate. But I found one on eBay for $9 and something. So that's shipping and everything. So I can't complain. Let's go ahead and pull the line off this thing. And let's just show you start to finish what I do with these auction reels. You've seen my trick with the toilet paper rolls. And let's just take all that line off. It'll take a second. And take it all the way down. And let's see if I can't get a pair of scissors in there. There we go. Scissors don't mark up the spool as bad as a knife does. And then I'll recycle this. Pretty simple. Got a little box over here full of them. Well, let's take it apart. Let's see what we got with this reel. Handle seems to be in good shape. It's not bent or anything. That's always a good start. I'm waiting on parts to come in, so I'm not going to be able to complete this reel today. But I figured I'd go ahead and get it apart while I had time to work on it this morning. You've seen me do 100 of these things. I love these reels. My rag keeps sliding around on me. Left hand reel, left hand threads. This will make a really nice freshwater bass size reel, I think. It's got a bushing there. I could upgrade that to a bearing, and I might very well do that. We'll see. Okay. First thing we'll notice, another drawback of an auction reel. The flyweights are missing. These are bent. I think I've got a set of flyweights, but that's just because I'm very fortunate and ordered an extra set one time. Yeah, those are bent pretty bad. So somebody's removed those on purpose, because this has got the style of pins that the weights don't just fall off of them by themselves. I thought I saw one of those things over here just yesterday. Yeah, there's one. I guess I got two of them, but yeah. So that one you don't. The bearings aren't on the spool, so you don't mess with that. We'll come back to this. All right, we'll take the level line out. The level line is part of the gumminess of the reel. It's just really, somebody used this reel, and I'm glad for that. People should be using these reels. Yeah, that's stuck. Yeah, this reel is going to work really well when I get done with it. It's all just gooey gummy. Look at the dirt on the frame. Just that's how the whole reel is. That's okay. Over here we've got cap with shims. There's 3 of them. There's a small keeper ring in there, snap ring that holds the bearing, retains the bearing. Careful not to lose that. Pop that bearing out. We'll clean the bearing. I may even have some new ones for it. It may not be the right cap, but they usually have like a little pointer on them over here. That might be the cap for the other side. I may have ordered the wrong cap, but anyway, we'll make it work. You don't have to take this off, but I'm going to clean it really good. There is that whole side of the reel. All right, let's take this side apart. All right. Just needs a good cleaning. Nothing wrong with it other than the parts that are obviously missing. Over here, same thing. You got to clip that. Oh, it flew out, but I caught it. I'll win that one. And there's bearing number 2. That should be all the bearings in this reel. Clean that up. There's that spacer. And then you've got more spacers and a wavy washer. We'll clean those up. We can go ahead and take this off. Underneath the main shaft or handle shaft. There's a shim. Well, take that out. To get the pinion, I'll leave this on there. I'll leave on this style with these big springs. I'll leave this because you have to do a little finagling to get that off, and it won't hurt. It's not going to get lost in the parts washer, but you can click the button in, and this pinion gear will come right out. And I'll soak that just like it is. My ultrasonic will clean it up fine. I can take a Q-tip and get the heavy grease and oil off of it. Look how gummy it is. It's just, man, it's going to look nice when it's cleaned up. Over here we got the main, can't get my words out today. This is going to be all of your drag assembly, which is just two drag washers. Oh, I hope I got these in stock. I don't think I do, though. I may have them in my tackle box, actually. I carry extras on the water. So I may not be out of luck completely. There. And that's the whole entire reel, believe it or not. There's not a lot to it. We'll clean it up. Make it look like brand new. Waiting on my parts to come in. I normally just wipe off all this excess I can get off of it. And give the ultrasonic all the help. Now I don't put the covers in the ultrasonic because it will work on these stickers, and it sometimes will change the color. So I don't put the spool in. The frame will go in. If the frame were anodized, it wouldn't, but since it's just, it is clear anodized, but I'm not worried about that. This will go in it because it doesn't really seem to hurt those too much. Pretty much everything else goes in the ultrasonic, even including the handle. The ultrasonic really clears that sand and junk out of the handles really well. So these three things will go in the WD-40 parts washer. Everything else, and everything else goes in the ultrasonic. It'll look like a brand new reel. All right, I'll be back when it's cleaned up. Ooh, this John, I'm back on this beautiful 5001 C. I did find I had upgrade drag washers in stock, so I want to upgrade those two for these. These are smooth drag. I'm going to upgrade. I've actually already put the. Gosh, why did I do that? I put the original bushing up. Hang on a second. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Because I wanted to show you all how this works. So, this reel it was a 2-bearing reel. And this is the original handle bushing, I do believe. And I keep these bearings in stock as an A5. Okay, you don't have to have an ABEC 7 or ABEC 9 on a handle. It doesn't turn that many RPMs, but it replaces this plastic bushing. So the inside diameter, of course, fits over the handle shaft, and then the outside diameter kind of fits tight into that housing. Well, so does this bearing. It actually fits a little tighter. Let me get it back out of there. So it gives you a little bit smoother retrieve, but it's not a huge difference, and it fits the inside. The inside diameter fits the handle shaft. But the difference is, let me fire up the precision equipment here. Zero it out. I got these from Boca. The thickness of this bushing is 5 millimeters. We'll just go ahead, for sake of being sakeful, we'll go, the outside diameter is 12.7. It's actually 13. And the inside diameter is 7.9. That's right at 8. So that's going to be what this bearing is. If I can get it centered up in there. It says 7.95, but it's actually, trust me, it's going to be 8. 7.97. Your outside diameter should be right near 13. But the difference is the thickness. Remember, that one was 5 millimeters. This is only 4, so I've got to come up with an extra millimeter, right? So that's where these shims come in. I have a whole pack of shims here. That gets me to 487. And then I'll need one of these shims out of here. Let's see if I can stack it all together and measure it. I order these shims off of Amazon. They're, just look them up. Just, you want a shim with the inside diameter of whatever. Right there, we're at 505s. That's perfect. I don't have it in the links, but you can go on just like I did and find it on Amazon. Just put in shim packs with 8 millimeter inside diameter. You want something thin so it rides against the actual inner race of the bearing. Okay. So that's why we do it that way. Cut my calipers off here. I may not use this thicker shim. I may use several of these because, well, it probably wouldn't hurt to use 2 of these in that one. Yeah, let's try that and see how it all stacks up. I had to order a cap for this thing. Let's see if they sent me the right one. It's the right cap. It's got the bushings or the shims down in it. That's always good. I got this off eBay, and this seller was fast. I ordered it on Wednesday and got it on Friday, and I didn't do next day air. I was pretty amazed. It came UPS or USPS, which I generally have better luck with than I do with UPS or FedEx. Sorry, not sorry. I've got a whole big issue with UPS right now. I won't order from them. I will not ship UPS again ever after what I've been through in the last few weeks. So let's put this thing together. We'll start out with the gear side. So there's 2 upgrades. We'll get back to that. There's 2 upgrades. I'm doing the handle bearing and drag, and that's it. The rest of this reel is going to be bone stock. Let's go ahead and do the level line. I just cleaned it up good. It was so gummy. I don't know how it was even doing anything. It was completely gummed up. These reels are pretty robust, though. I'll give them that. Before I put that in there, I'm going to give this bushing over here just a little bit of oil. You can get these level lines with ball bearings on both ends. I didn't see the point for this reel. For what I'm going to do with this reel, it's going to be a freshwater bass reel. I do plan on using it. I'm not looking for 100-yard casts out of this thing. I'm just, whatever I get out of it, I'll be happy with. Just a little dab of grease on this cap, just to keep it from getting any corrosion to it. All right, see how smooth that is? We'll put this side of the reel back together. The gear will get a little bit of oil on the shaft. Don't use grease out here. It slows it down too much. That's going the wrong direction in a big way. I just oil this gear. That's it. Put that little E-clip back on there and it holds the gear in place. That's smooth. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We'll go oil there and oil on your gear. I've already oiled the bearings. I do need to oil my new bearing a little bit more. And we'll just take one of these bearings and slide it in here. And it gets this little clip. Give that clip just a little bit of a bend out so it'll sit in there nice and flush. Like that. Tuck it in until it clicks in the groove. Well, that was close. That thing decided to fly back out on me. That doesn't happen very often. They usually do that when you're taking them out, not putting them in. So I'm not sure what I did wrong there. Keep your finger over it till you get it snapped in place. There we go. This is your cast adjustment. Spool tension, whatever. It took 3 shims. Something this reel didn't have is the centrifugal weights, and I forgot to look to see if I have any, so I may have to go digging in my parts supply here. So this will just thread right on there. You see the shims are in there stacked, a little bit of oil between each stack, each shim, and just put it on like that. Going to put some grease in each one of those screw holes. Put some oil on that gear and put it on there. Just like that. Can't get it wrong. This is a beautiful little reel. It's got a few, it's got a little bit of rash on it. It's okay. I want to use it. I think I got an old star rod, not star. Oh, I'll have to look and see. I forgot. I got a rod for this. It's a bass rod. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm missing one of the centrifugal weights. I think I've got one right here. That may be for Shimano, but it'll fit it. I'm pretty sure. Let me look and see if I've got something in my box of parts down here. I should have an old spool somewhere. Or maybe not. Sorry, I thought I was better organized than this. I may not have any. I may have to order some. Oh, I do have some. I only need one. But I've got several. So we'll put 2 on it, just for the safe sake of knowing. Oh, those are a little bit different. Looks like I got some here for all different types, don't I? Let's just put the 1 on there. That'd be all right. I don't think I need them both. My thumb's a little better than that. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can't get it on there. Hopefully it's the right one. Well, maybe it isn't. Yeah, that's for the flat bladed ones. Never mind. Let me go back to my part stash here. Oh me, oh my. Modifications. Let's see what else I got here. Here we go. This is actually a little parts kit that comes with the reel. So I think I got 2 of them in here. I don't know for sure they're the right ones. We'll try it and see. I do know this isn't right. I'll put it back. If these aren't right, I'm sure I got one in here. It is. Those do look a little small. Yeah, those are for the old style, so that won't work. Yeah. We'll get it there, folks. Just hang on. I should have done this off camera. But I'm fortunate to have all these spare parts. I see something that looks like some parts I could use. I pick them up. Sometimes I get lucky and get a whole thing of parts like that. Sometimes I don't really get anything useful at all, but I'm thinking it might be this red one here. These are a little bit different. I can't get that on there. Oh, let's find some pliers here. I'm beginning to think I might have an oddball here. That doesn't fit. Oh, goodness. I just need one. Let's try this one. There it is. That's the right one. I just need the one. I think there's 2 in here, but I don't have to have 2. Yeah, we'll just use the one. Okay, we're back in business. I'll order some more of those. Put my shims up. Well, I might need those. I'll leave them out for a minute. Okay, let's put our spool in. And see what happens is when you cast, the spool spinning, that flyweight flies out, and it goes against this ring like a brake. And that ring's pretty wet with oil, so let's get some of that out of there. You don't really want oil in there when you go to cast. You want that clean. Because it won't really slow it down if there's oil in there. It's like putting grease on your brakes on your car. It's not going to stop. Well, my anti-reverse pawl just dropped off. That's okay. Put that back in there. All right. Let's build this. There's your pinion gear. I'll give it some grease. Hold on a second. Let me get my thoughts together. A little sluggish this morning. And I've already had my coffee. It rides in this fork right here. Okay. This whole plate has been cleaned really well. All the old grease removed, and I use a Spalistol. It's great stuff. I love it for these reels. It creeps into those little areas and really does a fine job of lubricating it. Now I got to get this thing to settle back in there. There we go. Now, as you can see, it's in the cast position. Okay, so we need to put it back into the retrieve position. So that needs to throw, and then that needs to throw. Actually, it's one then the other. That pushes the button back up. It gets the gear lined up where it needs to be. We got a shim that goes on right there. There's your main shaft. Don't put any grease on this, but definitely oil the shaft. Your anti-reverse dog, you can just kind of fold it over. Sometimes you might have to spread it a little bit with a screwdriver, but don't spread it much. Just to get it to seat in there like that. So it goes in, it should look like that. And your cover holds that in place. So when you're cranking and then you stop cranking, it kicks it back into that cog. That's your anti-reverse. All right, I'm still cleaning here. I see some more oil. We'll clean some of this oil off of this. Okay. All right, drag. The drag washer with a large hole goes into the bottom of the main gear. And that's cow's drag grease. It'll keep it nice and pliable for years. It'll be smooth. It makes a smooth drag even smoother. And I don't care what people say, it does not take drag pressure away. It just makes it smoother. They make two different cows. They got the purple and the tan. If you're in northern climates, get the purple. Just get a little extra cows on there to hold it in place till I get it together. All right. Then your upper drag washer. And I can't tell you which kit this is because I have to make these washers every time for this style. And I'm having a harder and harder time finding these drag kits. I don't know what it is. I'm by suppliers. I don't order from Dad's Old Tackle anymore. Didn't like the way I was treated by them. So that drag washer goes on. Then you got your large press plate down like that. You got your concave or convex washer. You can put it either way. Well, you actually want to put it with the cup up on this reel. Put it in there. And then you got 3 shims or spacers. And you gotta go to get this stack right to match what that bushing was. You gotta put one of these in. And you'll get one of these small shims, very thin shim. Then your bearing. And then a thin shim. That way all pressure is put on the center of the bearing. Center race. And we can go ahead and put this on there. Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and put the bearing in. That bearing just goes in there. This is a spool bearing. Goes in there just like that. Spread this just a little bit so it'll clip in there good. They always get bent a little bit taking them out. Keep your finger over it till you get it in place, or you'll be chasing across the room like I almost did a few minutes ago. Put this down on there. Why is it not wanting to go? Has something to do with that bearing, I think. There it goes. There. And you get 2 screws to hold the cover on. And I may have to take it back apart and take a shim or 2 out. Something's looking a little funky there. We'll see. All right, now our new cap just came in. A little drop of oil. Put the shim in. Okay. There we go. And then a little drop of oil. And this just gets tightened down. Those rubber O-rings are in there to keep the... I guess you can adjust the spool this way, that way, but I've never had to really adjust too many of them. I just take it all the way down. That's the right cap. It's even the right pattern on it. These caps are the same on both ends of this reel. Yeah, this is going to work pretty good, I believe. All right, you got your handle shim. Goes on there, and your handle. And then you can go ahead and put your clip in if you want to now. Keep a few of these, if you do many of these reels, keep a few of these clips on hand. They go flying, just for no reason. Then you can put your handle nut on. So you can put the clip on before you put the nut on. These left-hand reels are tough to get those things to catch threads. I don't know why. Turn it backwards till it catches thread, and then turn it forward and tighten it down. And to get that to line up where that hole lines up with this keeper, you'll want either a flat lined up with that hole or a point pointing straight at the hole. Either one. This has a 12 point, almost like a socket. And once you put that on there, that nut is locked in place. Ooh, slinging oil. Okay. And we'll go ahead and a little dab of oil on both of those. All right. Put some oil on that shaft. Just a dab of grease on each one of those threads. And we are ready to assemble. Okay, one other thing. Make sure your centrifugal weights are in. I've only got one of them on this reel. Now I put the stock bearings back in this reel. So it's not going to be super duper fast. I've got some ABEC 7s over here, ceramics, that I think fit this spool, but I did not put them in it. Yeah, I've got tighten the drag down and seat it good. That's good. More than you need for a bass. Yeah, I'll turn that out just a little bit. Yeah, that's what it was. That is really, that spool is really over this way, isn't it? That's odd. Almost like it's not seated good. There, that helped it. Okay, that's what was wrong. Let's see how it... The free spool is pretty good for stock bearings. That's not bad. I haven't even oiled it yet. Put some oil down in there, right there, and right there. Crank it over a little bit. See, that spool's too loose. Yeah, that's about right. Folks, that's not bad for the stock A5 bearings. There's no complaint from me on that. I'm going to love fishing with this reel. Going to be nice. Just as soon as I get healthy enough to fish, I haven't been able to get out much. It's been kind of disappointing, but sometimes we go through health problems in life. Hopefully once I get it straightened out, I won't have to deal with it ever again. Waiting on surgery. By the time this video comes out, I should be recovering from surgery if I get a July date. So, man, I really like that reel. That's a nice reel. I wasn't going to bid on it. I'm glad I did. I paid a little too much for it. But, you know, You only live once. That's pretty sweet. Made in Sweden. That is a 5001C from 1986. I was fresh out of diesel mechanic school, about to be a father for the first time, and I was probably 19 years old. Yeah, a lot of water under the bridge since then. 2 years out of high school, I was a dad. Well, 3. There it is. This is John, Vintage Fisherman. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I only need a few more subscribers to make it to the money. I thought I was there, then YouTube said, no, now we wanted you there, but no, now you got to be up here, you know. Thanks, YouTube. That's okay. I didn't really get into this to make money. I got in this to help people put reels together. And now I kind of sometimes I like to modify reels like this. It's a slight modification. Nothing like what some people do where they re-anodize and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and pretty colors and fancy handles. And I may order a good handle for this reel. I can't remember the guy's name. He sells on eBay. Beautiful handles. I've got some on some of my C4s. You know, the C4s are blue, so I put it's got blue paddles on. It's just really pretty. It's stock size, so you're not over cranking the reel. And it's just a really nice setup. But man, that is smooth. That handle bearing makes a little bit of a difference. Not a whole lot, you know, but it smoothens it out. It makes it a nice tight fit. And I've done it I'll do it to about every one of my reels that has the bushing in the handle. So well, there it is, folks. 5001C. This is John, Vintage Fisherman. Go catch some fish today. Anyway, I finished this nice 5001C. I put some 12-pound Suffolks on there. All stock bearings. That's not bad. Thought I'd throw it in at the end of the video. Really cool old reel. I'm going to use it. Love it.